No, we'll look at everything after the practice. We tape practice today. Um, you know, at some point, whether it's tomorrow or one of these games, obviously JBD is up here for a reason and needs to be put in a spot to succeed. And we'll decide if that's tomorrow or if it's the next game. Or, like I said, our schedule is pretty heavy here down the stretch till Christmas. And then also up front, Gadet, hasn't been in. So we got to try and get him in a game as well. But in saying that, we're coming off 6 points of our last 8 and played really well. So we did a little tinkering with the lines today and probably stick with that combo tomorrow.
Will you go over the video of today's practice with certain players? You said you taped.
Yeah, no, not with the players. We play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. That would be overkill. But as a staff, yeah, if you don't play a lot, practice is your game. And we asked the guys to be super detailed today in some of the drills that we did, and those are the drills we taped. So, the guys that have been here a long time, I know their game and I know what they're all about. It's some of the other guys that haven't played a lot, and we can use some of that for correction with them.
Just on those, Bruce, one of those drills was instructions from you tape to tape. Have you noticed a drop off in potentially the passing of?
No, it just the drop offs when you're tired. When you're tired, and that was probably our biggest issue is not the physical part of that back-to-back. It was our mental part of we just weren't crisp. We weren't crisp really in any part of our game. We tried and we stayed in the fight and we did all those things, but we just weren't as crisp as we are when we're fresh. And we'll be fresh tomorrow. 2 good practices, a 1 o'clock game against the Stanley Cup champs. They're on this road trip. They've won 4 straight. I think someone told me that they've never swept this Canadian swing here or this trip. So obviously they're looking to do that. They were really good last night. So our guys are excited. This is a really good game and a fun game for the fans and ourselves.
The changes made to the lines, is that to get some of these guys going?
Yeah, I mean, we've been top heavy. That's fair. But I mean, if you look at the Boston Bruins, they're top heavy every night. For the last 10 years, the same guys, are scoring. That's part of the, your best offensive players when they're playing together, they're going to create more. But I think Formanton deserves a shot up the lineup. I think, he had a slow comeback after COVID, but he continues to impress with his speed, his ability. He'll get under at the net. He plays, he's brave, get on the forecheck. So, watching his game, he's a huge part of the future of the Ottawa Senators. And, nothing's given right away, but a guy like him's earned, in my opinion, an opportunity to play up in the lineup.
When you watch the tape, what will be the tipping point if JBD does play? What do you want to see from him?
Well, it's just really for a guy coming up from the American League, a young guy, it's all about pace. It's just the league is so much faster. We're playing the Stanley Cup champs. You're playing big, heavy guys. And we've seen JBD play before. It's not the be-all, end-all of practice, by the way. He's played well down there. He's going to get some games here, whether it's tomorrow or in the next, near future. And he continues to get better every time I see him. One thing about him, he's a really hard worker. He's in the gym first, last. He's a guy that's really committed to his craft. And, not everyone is meant to come to the NHL at 19 or 20 years old. Sometimes it takes guys time, and you can see he's slowly getting better and will be a piece going forward.
DJ, you mentioned Adam Gadet a couple of minutes ago. What have you seen from him in practice that potentially gets back in the lineup, as you mentioned?
Well, the biggest thing for him is defensively and pace. You've got to be able to check, and you can score. Unless you're outscoring your mistakes, it's a hard league, and you're playing against a team that was coming off scoring 5 goals in Toronto last night. And had, I believe, 5 A chances, and is playing a really solid game. So you cannot afford to make mistakes in your own zone and give away free chances because you might not get them back because they check so well and their goaltending so well. So. For him, it's just reps, and unfortunately, he wasn't here for exhibition and all these things. And you know what, I think Gambrell's done his job. He works every single night. He's done real good in the faceoffs. Chris has had some spurts here, so I'm going to look to get him in. Maybe it's on the wing, but it'll be the next couple games we'll make that decision.
What stability has Anton Forsberg brought you in net?
I think, and I could go back to, I played in the American Hockey League. I wasn't good enough to be in the NHL. I've made that clear. But some of the goalies that I played for in the minors over the years, I can remember a few that just worked so hard. And he is one of the hardest working players on our team. And guys play for guys that really work, especially, he's your backup per se goalie. And guys get up when a guy like that plays because he works so hard. You see how much he puts into it that you want to give him an effort. And I think, his work ethic has prepared him for this opportunity. But also I think the guys play, I don't want to say harder, but they're aware when he's in there. They know how much he puts into this and how he's grinded throughout his career, switch teams, waivers, and he continues to push. And I think there's something to be said for that.
And, like we often say you can change the name of hockey to goaltending, but it starts there, right? And then the rest of the team feeds off it?
Well, that's fair. I mean, if you look at some of the scores around the league in the last, just week, I'm not going to say the teams, but you look at some of the teams whose starting goalies have gone down, and all of a sudden, it's not a 2-1 game anymore. They're giving up 5 and 6. So goaltending, you absolutely need it in the NHL, especially early in a game if you're not sharp. And then when you get the goaltending, I think guys play a little looser. They make more plays, you score more goals. And I think you can just point to us at the end of last year. Goaltending was superb. Guys started making plays. They're real loose. And pucks go in, And when you're tight and you're doing everything you can to keep it out, you just don't play, the same. So Forsey's given us every opportunity to win. Obviously, he's won 3 in a row here. He continues to work in practice. I thought he was good again today.
Just one last thing for me on him. He's a quiet guy with us. Is he quiet in the room too, DJ? Is that just his personality, or is?
Yeah, all 3 goalies. I mean, if you got Murr, Gus, and him are all really quiet guys. Forsey probably being the most outgoing of the 3. But, you just see the emotion and energy from him in practice and in the gym. He's in phenomenal shape. Last year when he came in, he was essentially the 3rd goalie there for a bit. His demeanor never changed, and then I think guys on the team have a lot of respect for guys that, there was games this year he didn't dress. Lots of games he didn't dress, and he continued to work. There was never a complaint. He didn't come see me, and he made sure that, and I talked to Berkey about it, worked so hard that when your chance comes, you're ready, and I think that's what he's done.
What are the reports right now on Matt Murray from Troy Mann, and do you expect him being up here anytime soon?
Well, certainly at some point he will be. Unfortunately, they got shut down with COVID, and they weren't able to practice and all that. He played the one game, I believe. He plays tonight, or the next night he's going to play. So, he's going to get a couple more starts there, and then we'll reevaluate from there. But certainly, the intent was that he would get his game back and return to the form that we think he can do. And obviously let's be clear here that we have to play better in front of him too. When he gets back here, we gotta, we can't hang him out. We gotta help him. He's a part of this process, and when he does get back here, we got to make sure we're playing better in front of him.
Any reason behind the 11:30 start today?
You know what? Back-to-back practices, we went 11:30. The weather's so bad, of late, and just a little bit of a tinkering. But some guys, especially some young guys, they like to sleep. And when you got to 10:30, most guys are getting it to the rink at 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. So now you're getting up, maybe at 7:30 or 7, which is fine for coaches and people that go to bed early like us. But I think some of these younger guys don't go to bed as early, and then when you got to get up at 7 or 7:30, you're not sleeping fully. So, even though it's only an hour, they get to sleep an extra hour, and really that's all the basis behind it.